Hello everybody and welcome for a look around the upper deck of this Beneteau First 42 to give you an idea of a cockpit, upper deck, where things are located, what is fitted, etc. So as you can see, I'm standing on the port side deck just looking into the cockpit, and what can we see? Well, we have a lovely great big cockpit. We have bench seating port and starboard. Underneath the starboard side we have a lovely great big locker. We've got the diesel heater down there, room for lots of fenders and sails, etc. We can see we've got the cockpit grating in there as well. Feels good, looks good, and we have got the wheel centre midships there on a pedestal with the engine throttle just forward, and if you just look behind the engine throttle you can see where the engine start stop is there as well. Really nice and open, I would say, and we have reasonably high sides here to brace up against and for shelter, and of course for added shelter we have this great big cockpit spray hood here, which looks in good nick to me. It's seen some time, I think, in the weather, but all in all looking good for a few more seasons, I reckon. And if we just look around at the facilities on offer to the sailors, we can see that we've got two great big Lumar 55 self-tailed winches, and we've got a couple there for a two-speed Lumar non-self-tailed spinnaker sheet winches, etc. And just looking forwards underneath the spray hood there, you can see we've got self-tailed 42 sized halyard winches there, and a couple of non-self-tailed winches there too. So plenty of winches for that very keen sailor. So if I just hop into the cockpit, you can see that we have got teak inlaid onto the seating. Now the teak on this boat does need some attention, as you can see, but we do acknowledge that. If I just hop down there behind the white cover there, we've got the gas locker with room for one bottle, and we can see we've got the canted sides here and the shaped helm seat there, which is really lovely too. And in the stern lockers, or the lazarettes here, we've got one port, one starboard, loads of room inside there for your bits and pieces, but you would need to be a little bit careful because we have got access, really easy access to the steering gear underneath here, and of course there's your emergency steering position. We have got a big pedestal here with the radar antenna on, VHF, etc up there, which is all really good. A couple of horseshoe buoys at the back too, all very nice. And if I just move backwards and look forwards into the cockpit, you can see we've got a very nice looking and really easy to get through companionway there. A couple of windows for light down below as well, all looking good. And if you just look down here, I won't go through them all, but we can see we have 3 instruments to port, 3 to starboard, and 1 on the forward bulkhead at the forward end of the cockpit there as well. So everything to hand. We've got the compass, plotter, throttle, engine start stop, instruments, gas locker, and the only thing that aren't close to hand are your sheet winches, which you would normally use those self-tailers up forward there. But a really nice area, and there would be your view forwards from the helm. So you've got a great view forwards through the windows, but of course you've got the protection of the spray hood if you want it, and the spray hood has got a really lovely grab rail along it as well. So that's something we don't always see, but really nice when we do see it. How lovely is that? So a nice easy hop out of the cockpit onto the starboard side deck. Of course, you just need to be aware we've got all these bits and pieces in the way, but if you know your boat, you'll know they're there, so we can just hop out of the way, and that gives us a view down the side deck of the boat. Really nice wide side deck, as you can see. Bit of a swing underneath the shrouds there, or outside of the shrouds if you want to pass, but once you're out here, we've got plenty of room to move forwards. We've got solar panel here, and we've got a few hatches set into the coach roof for light and ventilation down below, and we can see that the main sheet is out of the cockpit as well. And actually the stub of the boom there doesn't protrude too much into the cockpit there, so feeling a bit safer than average, I would say. And of course the main sheet being outside of the cockpit can only help that as well. There's a life raft on the roof there, or on the coach roof I should say, needs servicing. I think it was due in 2021, so that may be up to you. And then once you're out here, we can see when we go forwards, we're inside the guardrails here, but it's not far until we get to the coach roof grab rail there to help us forwards. There's the lines led aft into the cockpit, as I mentioned before, which is always good news. And we have got a really great garden gate here set into the starboard side with its own ladder. Very sturdy looking, very nice to see, and there is loads of room as we go along this coach roof. By the way, apologies for the noise in the background from Mr. Fisherman. He's just revving his boat ready to go, and that brings us up to the forward part of the coach roof. Now you can see we have granny bars here, and plenty of room up here. We have more hatches for light and ventilation down below, and there we are up to the foredeck. Now I'll just drop down and let you have a really close look at the teak. There we go, because there will be people who will want to have a good old look at that. Lots of photos of different areas of the deck in her advert at boatshed.eastbourne.com, and you can see that moving forwards, we've got this great big pole laying down here, which I didn't mention. Huge pole, think of all that power, and a big anchor locker here. This side we have the anchor under the chain, that side we have the windlass, so we're all enclosed and out of the way, giving you this nice easy area to work in. Now moving up forward, we can see we've got the twin anchor bow roller there, and we've got a hood furler there with the sail furled away. There's a close-up of the sacrificial strip. And if I just turn around, we can see along the length of the boat now, that looks like a really sleek, fast profile to me. She's got those looks, really lovely looking boat. Foot controls for the windlass there, and if I just move backwards along the port side, we have another lovely great big pole there. There's a fixtures and fittings on the mast for that, and past the granny bars, I'll just swing inboard here, and of course we have got the grab rail to help us back towards the cockpit if we want. A couple of winches on the upper deck there, more hatches, and I'll just make my way back along the port side if I don't fall over, and a bit of a close-up of the deck there. Here we go for you, and that brings us nicely back to the cockpit of this Beneteau First 42. Thanks for watching. Lots more pictures and videos at boatshed.eastbourne.com. Have a great day.